Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So if you haven't checked out my previous romance recommendations / recent reads videos, I would recommend them. You can get some great-ish romance reads or learn about the ones you probably should avoid. So the first couple books that I want to talk about are some novellas. So the first book that I want to talk about is called Theirs for the Night. This is a novella prequel to a full-length novel. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It's a, I guess, poly story about a woman who meets 2 guys in a bar, and then they have a night together. Full-length book, I think, explores more of their relationship because you find out some things about one of the guys in the novella. It's very good, very steamy. It's written very well. You can feel like palpable tension even page 1, so it's written really well. The next novella I want to talk about is Your Dad Will Do, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars. This is an age gap romance between a woman and her ex-fiance's dad. So think like Birthday Girl, but condensed down into like 100 pages and just like all sexy times. It's great, well worth it. Again, the writing, in my opinion, if you can write like more of those like sensitive, like sexy time, if you can get that loincloth damp, then we're good. You're good in my book, you know what I mean? The other 2 novellas I'm going to talk about are Hearts in Darkness, which is a super cute novella. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. It's actually a really cool concept. So this guy and girl meet in an elevator and they are in the dark pretty much the whole time. The elevator breaks down and they don't know what each other looks like, but they start having conversations and like they feel this like really deep connection. And I love the idea of being into someone for like their personality and then like before you even know what they look like or anything like that. I think that's really cool. And then the last one is Play With Me, which I gave 3 out of 5 stars. I believe this is like considered a second chance romance between 2 people that were previously together, and they had kind of like a kinky relationship and they are like exploring that side of each other again, and it's good. I definitely like some more on this list, a little bit more, but it's a novella, so it's easy to just bang out. And then the last 2 books on this list are actually full-length novels, and that is Ruthless Night, which I gave 3 out of 5 stars. There are a lot of great parts of this book. Larger bodied girl and a like, I think he's like football or basketball captain or something like that. And they're in high school. I think they're like 18 roughly. But when you get in the prologue of the book, the male says like some not great things about the female character. And then we have like this time skip and then we get into like current. The reason that I gave it 3 out of 5 stars was because there is like a conflict the last 100 pages of the book that have been more integrated into the story. I feel like it would have made more sense. We were seeing like teeny tiny little bits and we kind of knew in the back of our heads like this is gonna be a problem, but I wish we had seen it more throughout and it had been more like of a prominent thing throughout. And the male main character had like a lot of aggressive tendencies that I was not a fan of. He was quick to fight, which we don't love to see it. So that's kind of what bumped it down to a 3 for me, but still worth the read. It had a lot of important conversations and we love to see larger bodied main characters in romances. We love it. And then the last full-length book I want to talk about is Dear Ava. I gave this one as well 3 out of 5 stars. I want to go into this by saying that there is a massive trigger warning for sexual assault. We actually open the book up with our main character after having been assaulted, and the majority of this book is in her head dealing with these things, and she ends up going back to the school with the person that she thinks might have done this to her, so she doesn't even know who did it. So the entire book you're kind of in her head dealing with these struggles. I felt like the majority of her classmates' reaction to her being back at the school was a little over the top and a little unrealistic. And there was a like reveal at the end that wasn't really a reveal, because the author basically told you all along who the person was that did it to her. But I really liked our male main characters. Like, he was just very sweet, and I liked the unflinching look at the mind of a sexual assault survivor, because I think it can be hard to kind of know where people that have been assaulted are coming from and like get in their head. And I think that's really something that most books shy away from. And I like that this book kind of wasn't afraid to tackle that. And those are all of the books that I want to talk to you guys about. I would really recommend reading pretty much all of the novellas. And if you can deal with more sensitive topics, I would say Dear Ava is worth the read as well. These all are. I wouldn't say don't pick up any of these. They're all very good. Make sure you comment down below if you guys have read any of these books. I would love to hear it. If you have any recommendations for me, I would also love to hear it. But I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much.